In my line of work, I talk to many business leaders. Very often they'll say things like, employees these days just lack work ethic. A really polite way of saying they're just not motivated. My question back to them is that really what's happening here? Are they really unmotivated? Are they really just unwilling to do a good job and still get paid? Well, before we say, yeah, that's what's going on, as leaders, we should be asking some questions. For example, maybe we didn't communicate effectively what the task that they need to accomplish. If we can ask them, tell me, repeat back to me what that task and that process is. If they can't do that, we might have a communication issue. Perhaps we didn't lay out the expectations for the task. We didn't clearly define the objectives. That's not a motivation issue. That's a communication issue. Likewise, if they're trying to do a task and you're watching them do it and they can't do it effectively, that's not a motivation issue. It could be a lack of skills, a lack of training. You might say, well, I showed them how to do it one time, they should be able to do it now. Well, that's like saying, I taught them how to say something in a particular language, they should be able to repeat it right away and remember it. Maybe they lack the skills. They need the training to accomplish a job well. That's not a lack of motivation. That's a lack of skills and training. Now with skills and training, what comes next? Ability and confidence. If they lack the skills, if they lack the training, or maybe they have the skills and they have the training, but they haven't performed that task regularly, are they going to be confident to do the task well? Imagine the first time you did something new. It felt a little bit weird, a little bit awkward. You lacked some of the confidence, and as you did it again and again, you developed the ability, you developed the confidence. It's not a motivation issue in that situation. It's a confidence and abilities issue. If it's not a communication issue, if it's not a skills and training issue, if it's not an ability and confidence issue, then now, yes, now we're looking at there could be a lack of motivation, an unwillingness to act. Here's my final thought. The definition of motivation is a willingness to act. And as leaders, our job, our responsibility is to create an environment in where people choose to act. Are they unwilling to act, or are they willing to act but lack some of the things necessary to accomplish the job well? Depending on how you answer that question, that will determine whether your employee lacks the motivation or not.